Seafood is a cornerstone of diets worldwide, celebrated for its rich flavors, versatility, and perceived health benefits. From fine dining restaurants to grocery store shelves, seafood dominates menus and meal plans, particularly among seniors, who often view it as a wholesome, heart-healthy choice. The global seafood industry, a multi-billion-dollar juggernaut, fuels this perception, pushing certain species as dietary staples while burying inconvenient truths about others. For seniors, especially those over 60, the stakes are higher. Aging bodies process foods differently, slower metabolisms, less efficient livers, and declining kidney function make dietary choices critical. Yet, most seniors remain unaware of the risks lurking in some of their favorite seafood dishes. The industry's biggest exports, shrimp, scallops, imitation crab, and squid, are often marketed as nutritious, but for older adults, they can be metabolic traps, triggering everything from joint pain to heart disease. Meanwhile, lesser known marine foods like sea moss, oysters, green-lipped mussels, and sea cucumber hold untapped potential to reverse age-related ailments, yet they rarely make headlines. Why? Because they're not as profitable. This isn't speculation, it's backed by peer-reviewed research, hours of digging through scientific journals, and data that the seafood industry would rather keep quiet. Below, we'll uncover the 4 worst seafoods seniors should avoid and the 4 best they should embrace daily, ranked from least to most harmful and beneficial, respectively. Every claim is grounded in science, with references available for those who want to dive deeper. But first, a question: where are you reading this from? Drop a comment. We're reading and responding to everyone. Now, let's dive into the truth about seafood, starting with a seemingly innocent choice that could be sabotaging your health. Squid, often served as crispy calamari or tucked into a seafood medley, appears harmless, even gourmet. It's low in fat, high in protein, and a staple in Mediterranean and Asian cuisines. On paper, it looks like a solid pick for health-conscious seniors, but dig deeper and the story changes. Squid is a cholesterol bomb. A modest 3-ounce serving of cooked squid packs around 198 milligrams of cholesterol, over 65% of the daily recommended intake for adults. For seniors, this is a problem. After 60, the liver's ability to regulate cholesterol weakens, meaning dietary cholesterol has a far greater impact on blood levels. A 2021 study in the journal Nutrients found that older adults with high dietary cholesterol intake were 43% more likely to develop arterial stiffness, a precursor to heart attacks and strokes. They also faced a 31% higher risk of cardiovascular events. Arterial stiffness isn't just a number on a lab report, it's a silent process that hardens blood vessels, making them less flexible and more prone to blockages. For seniors already managing high blood pressure or heart disease, squid's cholesterol content is a hidden landmine, but cholesterol isn't the only issue. Squid is loaded with purines, compounds that break down into uric acid in the body. In younger people, the kidneys can usually flush out uric acid efficiently. But after 60, kidney function declines and uric acid can build up, crystallizing in the joints and triggering gout, a painful condition marked by inflammation and swelling. Gout is particularly common in seniors, and high-purine foods like squid can spark flare-ups without warning. A study in the Journal of Gerontology tracked seniors who ate high-purine seafood more than twice a week and found a 54% increased risk of chronic joint inflammation over 2 years. If you've been waking up with stiff, swollen joints or unexplained fatigue, squid could be a culprit. It's deceptive marketed as a lean protein. It's often fried or served with heavy sauces, amplifying its risks. For seniors with high cholesterol, hypertension, or arthritis, squid isn't just a bad choice, it's a metabolic trap that sets off fires you won't feel until the damage is done. Next up is a seafood imposter that's fooled millions: imitation crab or surimi. It's shaped like crab, smells vaguely like crab, and shows up in everything from sushi rolls to buffet salads. But imitation crab is about as authentic as plastic cheese, and for seniors it's a dietary disaster. Made from pulverized fish scraps, often Pollock surimi is blended with starches, Sugar, salt, and artificial flavorings to mimic real crab. By the time it's pressed into those bright orange sticks, it's less seafood and more lab-built. Food product, the biggest danger, its impact on blood sugar. A 2020 study in Clinical Nutrition found that imitation crab triggers a glycemic response similar to white bread. The starches, typically tapioca or wheat, digest rapidly, converting to glucose almost instantly. For seniors with prediabetes, insulin resistance, or type 2 diabetes, conditions that affect millions over 60, this can cause dramatic blood sugar spikes followed by energy crashes. The same study showed that seniors eating surimi-based products 3 times a week had insulin levels 2.6 times higher than those who avoided it, beyond blood sugar. Imitation crab is a sodium bomb. A single serving can pack over 700 milligrams of sodium, nearly a third of the daily limit before you add soy sauce or dressings. High sodium is a major risk factor for hypertension, which becomes deadlier with age as arteries harden and kidneys struggle to balance salt. For seniors, excess sodium can lead to water retention, headaches, dizziness, and even heart strain. Additives like monosodium glutamate, MSG, only make things worse, potentially triggering migraines or bloating. Imitation crab offers almost none of the nutritional benefits of real shellfish, no significant omega-3 south, no bioavailable minerals, just a processed mix of sugar, salt, and chemicals. Seniors often reach for it because it's cheap and convenient, but it's a wolf in sheep's clothing, masquerading as healthy while sabotaging metabolism. If you're eating surimi thinking it's a budget-friendly seafood option, it's time to reconsider. Moving on, we come to scallops, those tender, buttery morsels often served seared in upscale restaurants. They look like the angels of the seafood world, small, clean, and delicate. But for seniors, scallops are a hidden threat, largely due to a toxic metal they naturally accumulate, cadmium. Scallops, as filter feeders, concentrate cadmium from their environment, and unlike water-based contaminants, this metal is embedded in their tissue. A 2022 study in toxicology reports found that a single serving of scallops could contain up to 1.8 micrograms of cadmium per gram of tissue. To put that in perspective, the World Health Organization sets a safe weekly cadmium limit at 7 micrograms per kilogram of body weight. For a 70-kilogram senior, just a few scallops a week could push you close to that threshold. Cadmium is particularly dangerous because it accumulates in the kidneys, which already lose efficiency with age. Over time, this can lead to protein leakage in urine, higher blood pressure, and chronic fatigue. For seniors with declining kidney function, cadmium exposure is a slow-moving toxin. Scallops also disappoint in another key area: omega-3 fatty acids. Unlike other shellfish, scallops are surprisingly low in EPA and DHA, the fats critical for brain health, joint flexibility, and inflammation control. A 100-gram serving of scallops contains less than 30 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined, compared to oysters, which deliver over 500 milligrams in the same portion. For seniors who need omega-3 south to combat age-related cognitive decline and joint stiffness, scallops are a poor investment. They're often prepared with heavy oils or creamy sauces, which only add empty calories and unhealthy fats. If you're choosing scallops for their elegance or perceived health benefits, you're getting shortchanged. The cadmium risk, combined with their lack of essential nutrients, makes them a seafood to skip, especially for those over 60. The final and most dangerous seafood for seniors is one of the most popular: shrimp. It's small, versatile, and a fixture in everything from stir-fries to cocktail platters. But for older adults, shrimp is a metabolic minefield, packed with risks that outweigh its benefits. First, like squid, shrimp is loaded with cholesterol. A 3-ounce serving, barely a handful, contains about 180 milligrams, nearly 60% of the daily limit. For seniors whose arteries lose elasticity and livers process fats more slowly, this is a major concern. A 2021 study in Circulation followed 8,700 adults over 60 and found that those consuming more than 300 milligrams of dietary cholesterol daily had a 35% higher risk of stroke and a 24% higher risk of coronary heart disease compared to those eating less than 150 milligrams. Shrimp's cholesterol content alone makes it a risky choice, but cholesterol is just the start. Shrimp contains tropomyosin, a muscle protein that's notoriously hard to digest, especially for aging systems. It's one of the top food allergens worldwide, and seniors are particularly vulnerable. A study in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology found that 14% of new shellfish allergies in adults develop after age 65, often without prior warning. These reactions can range from mild rashes to severe anaphylaxis and even non-allergic. Inflammation from tropomyosin can worsen conditions like IBS or leaky gut. Then there's chitin, the indigestible fiber in shrimp shells. Even in cleaned shrimp, tiny fragments remain, contributing to bloating, gas, and intestinal inflammation in seniors with sensitive digestion. The risks don't end there. Most shrimp consumed today are farm-raised, often in conditions that raise serious health concerns. A 2022 study in food control found antibiotic residues, like oxytetracycline and enrofloxacin, in 42% of frozen shrimp samples from Southeast Asia. These antibiotics, banned in many countries, can disrupt the gut microbiome, promote antibiotic resistance, and trigger metabolic changes in seniors. Regular consumption of farm-raised shrimp can silently erode health, from gut imbalances to increased cardiovascular risk. If you've been eating shrimp as a light protein, it's time to rethink. Its combination of high cholesterol, hard-to-digest proteins, inflammatory chitin, and antibiotic residues makes it the most dangerous seafood for seniors. Now, let's shift gears to the good news. 4 marine foods that seniors should eat daily to rebuild health and fight aging. These aren't trendy superfoods, they're science-backed powerhouses that deliver nutrients your body craves after 60. First up is sea cucumber, a peculiar-looking marine animal that's a nutritional goldmine, rich in collagen-like compounds. And anti-inflammatory nutrients. Sea cucumber is a game-changer for joint health, skin elasticity, and pain relief. A study in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences found that daily sea cucumber extract reduced joint pain by 35% and improved flexibility by 12 weeks. The key lies in triterpene glycosides, compounds that combat chronic inflammation and protect cartilage. Sea cucumber also contains chondroitin sulfate, a nutrient found in joint supplements but more bioavailable in its natural form for seniors. Dealing with arthritis or stiffness, this is a must-eat. To prepare, rehydrate dried sea cucumber and simmer it gently in broth or herbs. Its gelatinous texture signals its collagen content, which supports joints and skin. Adding it to soups once or twice a week can make a noticeable difference. Next, consider green-lipped mussels, a New Zealand native that's criminally underrated. These mussels are packed with a rare form of omega-3 fatty acids called ETA, which is more potent than the EPA and DHA in fish oils. ETA blocks a key enzyme, 5-lipoxygenase, that triggers joint inflammation, making green-lipped mussels uniquely effective for reducing pain and swelling in aging knees and hips. A 2020 study in Nutrients showed that seniors consuming green-lipped mussel extract daily for 12 weeks reported a 42% drop in joint discomfort and a 35% improvement in physical function. Beyond joints, these mussels are rich in zinc, selenium, iron, and iodine nutrients that become harder to absorb with age. Iodine in particular supports thyroid function, which often slows in seniors, leading to fatigue and weight gain. Steam. Green-lipped mussels with garlic, parsley, and lemon to preserve their anti-inflammatory compounds. Their sweet, earthy flavor makes them a delicious addition to any meal plan. Oysters, often seen as a luxury, are actually nature's multivitamin for seniors. Just 2 medium oysters deliver over 100% of your daily zinc needs, a mineral critical for immune strength, wound healing, testosterone support, and brain clarity. Zinc deficiency is rampant among seniors. 40% of adults over 60 are deficient, according to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, leading to infections, poor skin repair, and even loss of taste and smell. Oysters also provide a hefty dose. of vitamin B12, which protects nerves and boosts energy metabolism. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that low B12 levels increased cognitive decline risk by 73% in seniors. Oysters also contain selenium, a thyroid and immune system protector, and copper, which supports collagen formation and bone strength. A European study linked higher dietary copper intake to an 18% reduction in fractures over 5 years. Oysters are a nutritional powerhouse, delivering bioavailable nutrients that aging bodies struggle to absorb from other sources. Finally, the most powerful marine food for seniors isn't a fish or shellfish, it's sea moss, also known as Irish moss. This unassuming seaweed is a nutrient juggernaut, containing over 90 trace minerals, including magnesium, potassium, sulfur, selenium, and iron. What sets sea moss apart is its role as a collagen precursor. While it doesn't contain collagen directly, it's rich in vitamin C, sulfur, and proline building blocks your body uses to produce collagen, the protein that supports joints, skin, and gut lining. After 60, collagen production plummets, leading to stiff joints, sagging skin, and digestive issues. A 2022 study in marine drugs found that seniors consuming sea moss daily saw a 37% improvement in joint mobility and a 29% reduction in skin dryness after 8 weeks. Sea moss also contains mucilage, a gel-like fiber that soothes gut inflammation, seals leaky gut, and feeds beneficial bacteria. A 2021 clinical trial showed it reduced bloating and irregularity by over 50% in seniors after a month. Its iodine supports thyroid health, its potassium balances heart function, and its anti-inflammatory properties may even ease breathing. To use, soak raw sea moss for 12 to 24 hours. Blend it into a gel and add a spoonful to smoothies, teas, or soups. Don't boil it. Gentle heating preserves its nutrients. Even a small daily dose can transform energy, mobility, and skin health. The seafood on your plate can either rebuild your body or break it down. For seniors, the margin for error is slim. Squid, imitation crab, scallops, and shrimp may seem like healthy choices, but they're loaded with risks: high cholesterol, toxic metals, inflammatory compounds, and gut-disrupting additives. Meanwhile, sea cucumber, green-lipped mussels, oysters, and sea moss offer science-backed benefits, from repairing cartilage to boosting immunity. These foods aren't just nutritious, they're targeted solutions for the challenges of aging. If you're over 60, every bite matters. Ditch the metabolic traps and embrace the marine foods that can restore your strength and vitality. Have you been eating any of the risky seafoods thinking they were healthy? Have you tried sea moss or oysters and noticed a difference? Share your thoughts. We're reading every comment. And if this information hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your health and theirs depends on it.